Hello, my name is Maylin Lone, and my pronouns are she and her, and my major is criminology. I'm currently a fourth year at Cal State San Marcos, and for my image, I decided to show this picture of a bouquet I made, which is like a hobby to me slash interest of mine. I started doing this about a year, 2 years ago because I've always really liked nature and flowers, and one day I just got a an idea to make something of that. One day I just made a gift for someone and they really liked it, so now I really do it when I have time, and that's really important to me because it really took me out of my box. I'm usually really shy, so like interacting with people, it has really helped me a lot in getting out there and then also being independent. And then as for applying theory in our lives, the theory that definitely stuck out to me the most, that I feel like I've witnessed from elementary up to even now in college, especially in high school, was the symbolic interactionism theory. This theory, the symbolic interactionism, basically tells us that education is shaped by the interaction of students with their peers and teachers. This shapes how their confidence, their identity, and how they do in school overall. Because of these factors, my main critique is that words and expectations of peers and teachers reflect and influence a student's confidence, identity, and academic performance. A quote I found directly from The Education and Society by Durkheim that reinforced my main idea of the looking glass theory is that teachers' expectations of students affect students' perceptions of themselves and their achievements. So this quote relates to the looking glass self-theory because students develop their identities through how others perceive them. And then to also support my main idea, the theory and research in sociology of education by Sandvock really shows us the idea of labeling theory. He says, "It is exactly what most people do not question that is most problematic to the interactionist. For example, the process by which students are labeled gifted or learning disabled are, from an interactionist point of view, important. It is important to analyze because much processes carry with them many implicit assumptions about learning and children." So this quote is important because it shows how students' educational experiences don't only come from what they're being taught in school, it's also how others begin to label them, as in their peers and teachers. This influences their identity and confidence and performance, which deems labels as really important in education. But as much as the theorists say that labels and interactions have a big impact on students, I also found from the video that was in our module, The Labeling Theory by the Helpful Professor on YouTube, he said, by challenging these labels and proving them wrong through our actions, we can redefine how we see ourselves and how others see us. So this shows that labels don't have to have a big impact on us. We can take these labels and redefine them to not have as much power, and they don't have to define our future or who we are academically or personally. Students can overcome negative labels by working hard and succeeding rather than falling for the self-fulfilling prophecy and having better outcomes academically and personally, even though that wasn't what was expected of them or what they were labeled as, to not succeed. And this is important because as much as social interactions shape our identities, they can also be reshaped. These theories help us understand that these kids are not failing because smart enough or they don't have the tools. It is, of course, that as well, but things like peers and teachers also have a big impact on how they do in school, and it is not just what we could see, it's what kids feel, what they think about, and how they interpret interactions that can also have a big weighing on how they will do in school.